the split second that defines you. It happens in less than a heartbeat. You are in a work meeting, across from a family dinner table, or in what seems like a harmless chat with someone you never suspected. Then, without warning, it lands. A quiet dig, a sly comment, a tone that talks down to you. A barely hidden insult, dressed up as a joke. Right away, your body gives you away. Your chest gets tight. Your pulse speeds up. Heat rushes to your cheeks. In that exact second, your brain shouts at you to pick one of two choices. Fight back with a brutal retort, or fake a laugh, go quiet, and swallow the sting just to avoid trouble. If you fight, you step into their storm. You mimic their disorder. You walk onto a battlefield they picked, under their conditions, using their methods. But if you stay silent out of fear, you betray your own worth. You let them know your dignity is cheap and your limits are flexible. Most people bounce between these two bad options, their whole lives blowing up or shutting down. Because of that, they live completely at the whim of however others treat them on any random day. But centuries ago, ancient Stoics created a third way. Thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, who led an empire, and Epictetus, who lived through the horror of enslavement, understood a deeply uncomfortable truth. No person on earth can truly disrespect you without your hidden permission. They saw that an insult isn't an attack, it's an invitation, a test. The moment you realize you don't have to accept that invitation, you become mentally bulletproof. Today, we are going to break down the weak, reactive patterns that have been stealing your calm and your strength. We will explore the hidden psychological wiring of disrespect. And I will give you exactly one sentence. One cold Stoic sentence that will instantly shut down anyone trying to degrade you. It won't just stop the disrespect cold. It will permanently change how they see you. Before we unlock this strategy, you have a decision. You can close this video and go back to being a puppet of your own triggers. Or you can stay, rebuild your thinking, and claim your freedom. Hit subscribe right now to join a group of builders who move with quiet, crushing power. Leave a comment to lock in your intention. Share this with someone tired of losing the wrong battles. Do not skip even 1 second. If you miss the foundation, the sentence will fail. Seal your commitment today. Post this exact promise in the comments right now. I am the only boss of my reactions. Point 1. The lie of the personal attack. To defeat disrespect, you must first completely misunderstand what it really is. When someone insults you, interrupts you, or speaks to you with spite, your ego jumps forward and announces, "This is about me." You assume they studied your flaws, judged your value, and gave a final verdict on who you are. You take the insult, wrap it around your heart, and drag it like a hot, heavy rock. But Stoicism demands you see past the illusion. When a person acts proud, mean, or passive-aggressive, they aren't critiquing your character. They are giving a messy, desperate confession of their own inner state. Happy, stable, content people do not walk into rooms and try to make others feel small. They don't drop nasty remarks to steal the room's energy. The person trying to provoke you is bleeding from unseen wounds. They are dealing with deep insecurity, a terrifying lack of control in their own life, or bitter jealousy of your light. They throw an insult like a drowning person, ashes. They just want to pull someone else under, so they feel like they're floating. Epictetus taught that we should not be upset by ignorant people's actions, because they are just acting according to their nature. When you stop taking disrespect personally, the poison drains out of the insult. You stop seeing them as a powerful judge and start seeing them as a sick patient, ill with their own insecurity. When you realize it's not about you, The urgent need to defend yourself evaporates. Lock this truth in your mind right now. Comment below. Their disrespect confesses their own pain. Point 2. The big mistake of When disrespect happens, the most common and damaging response is the urge to explain. Someone questions your ability, and you jump into a frantic defense of your past work. Someone twists your intentions, and you send a long message trying to prove you're a good person. You think you are standing up for yourself, but psychologically, you are doing the opposite. You are stepping onto a witness stand and handing them the judge's hammer. When you desperately defend yourself against an insult, you are silently telling the other person that their immune has huge power over your life. You are saying, your disrespect has shaken me, and I need you to understand me so I can feel safe again. The manipulator feeds on this. They love watching you scramble. They love watching you burn your best energy, trying to convince them of something they've already decided not to believe. Stoic fighter never begs to be understood. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that an emerald doesn't lose its value just because no one praises it. You do not owe a toxic person a long explanation for your right to exist, to make choices, or to take up space. To become untouchable, you must cut the cord of explanation. You must become fully comfortable letting people be completely wrong about you. When you refuse to justify yourself to a fool, you starve them of the leverage they were trying to steal. Point 3. The one sentence that freezes them. Now we reach the key move. You have separated your ego. You have refused to explain. The insult hangs in the air. The room waits for your reaction. The person who disrespected you waits for you to explode, cry, or shrink. Instead, you look them straight in the eyes, not with anger, not with a frown, but with the calm, curious look of a scientist watching a strange, confused insect. You let 1 second pass, then 2. Then, with a perfectly steady, flat voice, you ask this one sentence. Are you looking for me to react? Let those words sink in. Are you looking for me to react? This is not a counterattack. It is a devastating psychological mirror. When you ask this question, you do something huge. You instantly step outside the emotional frame of the conversation and force them to look at their own behavior. If they were trying to set you off, you have just publicly exposed their game. You have named it. Manipulators and toxic people operate in the shadows. They rely on hints and passive aggression. When you drag their intention into the open with a calm, emotionless question, their whole plan collapses. They stumble. They may nervously laugh and say, "What? No, it was just a joke. You're too sensitive." But you have already won. You showed you see right through them. And more importantly, that their words failed to hurt you. You gave them neither the anger they wanted, nor the submission they expected. You gave them pure, chilling awareness. Declare your new standard right now. Type this in the comments. I exposed their chaos with my calm. Point 4. The crushing power of silence. The sentence is only the first half of the weapon. The second half is what comes after. After you ask, "Are you looking for me to react?" you must do the hardest thing a person can do in a tense moment. Close your mouth and keep absolute silence. Do not add anything. Do not say, "Because that was rude." Do not soften it. Just ask the question and let the heavy, suffocating silence fill the room. Silence is a pressure cooker, and people hate it. When a toxic person meets dead silence, their anxiety spikes. They realize they have lost control of the script. In their rush to escape the awful awkwardness they created, they will start talking. They will backtrack. They will over-explain their joke. They will suddenly try to change the subject. While they scramble to fill the void, you just watch them. Let them drown in the mess they made. The Stoics knew that silence is not empty, it is full of answers. When you refuse to rescue someone from the discomfort of their own disrespectful behavior, you set a boundary made of steel. You communicate without a single word that your peace is a fortress. And if they bring trash to your gate, they will be left to clean it up alone. Point 5. Quietly taking your energy back. Once the moment passes, an immature person thinks the fight is over. But the Stoic understands that true self-respect is enforced through long-term strategy. The toxic person has shown you who they are. Someone willing to cross your lines. You do not need to hold a grudge. A grudge is just a bag of poison you carry on your own back. You do not need to plan revenge, because revenge keeps you connected to them. What you must do is practice the ultimate Stoic move, the quiet withdrawal of access. Your attention, your kindness, your humor, and your presence are high-value things. They must be earned. When someone shows they do not respect you, you do not need to give a dramatic speech about cutting them off. You simply lower their access level in your life. You reply to their messages slower. You keep your answers short and just the facts. You stop offering your personal stories. You stop giving your best energy. You stay perfectly polite, completely businesslike, and absolutely cold. You become a gray rock. When they realize that their disrespect cost them your warmth, they will understand the real price of crossing you. You don't have to demand respect. You simply remove your energy from places where it isn't freely given. Point 6. Rebuilding the core of your worth. Why do insults hurt so much in the first place? Why do we lie awake, stressed over a random comment from someone we don't even like? It's because somewhere deep down, we fear the insult might be true. If you build a house on sand, every wind feels like a deadly threat to the whole structure. If your self-worth is built only on praise, approval, and the opinions of others, you will always live in terror. Every disrespectful person you meet will have the power to tear down your identity, to become truly, deeply untouchable. You must do the hard, private work of building an inner fortress. You must take stock of your own character. You must keep your promises to yourself. You must act with discipline, honesty, and raw integrity when no one is watching. When you know exactly who you are, when you know the brutal hours you've put into your growth, and you are deeply proud of your own soul. The insults of the crowd sound like dogs barking far away. Marcus Aurelius told himself, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." When your life matches your own highest values, you stop needing the world to cheer for you, and you stop fearing the world when it mocks you. You look at the person disrespecting you and realize they are talking to a ghost. The projection. A false version of you that exists only in their head. They cannot touch you because they cannot even see you. Bury this deep in your mind today. Post this promise in the comments. My worth is not open for debate. Point 7. Finding peace as the villain in their story. Here is the final, hard truth you must accept if you ever want to be free. When you stop reacting, stop explaining, hold your silence, and withdraw your energy, the toxic people in your life will not clap for your new boundaries. They will not respect your stoic calm. They will hate it. They will call you arrogant. They will tell others that you've changed, that you're cold, that you think you're better than everyone. They will rewrite the history to make themselves the innocent victims, and you, the unreasonable villain. Let them. You must kill the desperate, exhausting need to be the hero in everyone else's story. You cannot control the stories people whisper behind closed doors. And trying to manage Your reputation among fools is a miserable way to spend your short life. Let them think you are the villain. Let them misunderstand your peace as pride. Let them hide in their lies. Your life is not a PR campaign. You are not here to win an election for their approval. You are here to master your own mind, achieve your own purpose, and live with radical, unshakable peace. When you finally give up the need to be liked by everyone, you enter a level of freedom that most people will never know. Disrespect is loud, but true power is completely silent. It does not argue. It does not beg. It does not sink to the level of the attacker. True power looks the world's craziness right in the eye and refuses to copy the chaos. The next time someone tries to test your limits, do not panic. Do not rush. Let the pause stretch out. Look at them. Realize their inner storm is not your problem, and ask the question that changes everything. Are you looking for me to react? Then stand in the powerful silence of your own freedom. If you have stayed with me all the way to the end of this video, you are not just a viewer. You are an architect of your own mind. You belong to the rare group of people who actually want truth over comfort. Prove your commitment today. Hit the like button to lock in your progress. Share this video with someone who is currently giving their power away to toxic people. And make sure you subscribe so you never lose your edge. Leave your final, unbreakable statement in the comments below. I am untouchable, unbothered, and completely free. Stay grounded. Stay disciplined. Guard your inner fort. I will see you in the next one.